Hello everyone, I'm Mamadou Babai, an Unreal Engine developer at SenseGlove. Today we are going to learn how to set up VIVE Focus 3 and also the VIVE wrist trackers in order to work with the SenseGlove Unreal Engine plugin. And in order to do that, we are going to use an existing open source project by SenseGlove. It is called SG Basic Demo. In order to retrieve that, you have to look up the SenseGlove Unreal Engine plugin. And once you are in this landing page on the Epic Marketplace, you could scroll and navigate down. And here we have two sections. One is examples and demo projects. And the link you need is this one for the project. You will get the access to the source code once you click on this link. And also there is a tutorial for that. It's a 90-minute tutorial going through everything from the basic installation of the plugin up to advanced things like setting up grab and haptic feedbacks. This is all explained in this tutorial, so I'm not going to explain everything. What I'm going to do is basically download the same project, and we just apply the settings that is required to make this work with VIVE Focus 3 and also VIVE REST trackers. Also, in addition to that, we have other tutorials here that you could check out from basic things to more advanced things. Anyways, let's get started. First, you have to click on this link. And once you do that, you will end up in this Azure repository, which is called SenseGlove Unreal SG Basic Demo. And once you are here, actually, you don't have to check out the master branch. If you just want to deploy to VIVE Focus 3, you have to just choose your desired branch like this one, download it, and start working. But I'm going to check out the master branch because this was what we covered in this 90-minute tutorial, and I'm going to show you how you are going to make this master branch, which is now set up for Oculus Quest 2, and make it compatible with VIVE Focus 3 in order to learn how to do it. But yeah, as you can see, for every headset here and every platform, there is a branch. And just one more thing to add is this branch, VIVE Focus 3 Android, still is not working. The reason is if you go look up on the VIVE forums, HTC forums, you will realize that Unreal Engine support is not yet there for the OpenXR plugin, which is released by HTC. And in order to package for Android, you need this. Otherwise, you are going to get a 2D application. It's not going to run in VR mode. That's the only thing that you need. And this project is basically created for Unreal Engine 5.2. The reason is we are relying on OpenXR Vive plugin, which is only shipped by Epic in the Unreal Engine 5.2, and that plugin does not exist for older UE version. And by the way, the HTC's OpenXR plugin, it seems, at least for now, does not have support for the REST trackers. So that's why you need to use the built-in plugin, which is called OpenXR Vive tracker. That one comes from Epic in order to make the REST trackers work. And if you need to deploy to Android, you will still have to wait a few more weeks for HTC to release their OpenXR plugin. So once that is released, you can deploy to Android as well. But this tutorial is going to basically cover how to use VIVE Focus 3 and VIVE REST trackers using HTC's VIVE Business Streaming on your PC. So yeah, that's the basics. Now, once you are inside this repository, you can check out the master branch. Just here, select the branch. And by pressing this three-dot menu, you can hit the download button. Once that is done, you are going, because I already did, you are going to get a file like this. But that is not the only thing that you require. You also require to obtain the SenseGlove Unreal plugin. I did already. There are multiple ways to do that. We already did cover that in other tutorials, for example, how to obtain that plugin for Microsoft Windows or GNU Linux. You could check out those. Basically, the two ways that you could obtain this is one through this page and the Epic Launcher. If you run the Epic Launcher, you could look up the SenseGlove Unreal Engine plugin and install it inside your engine. Or you could use this link here, this one that says changelog. And once you follow that link, you will end up here. You click on the files link here. And once you are here, you have to choose the branch. As I said, that project, SG Basic Demo, is working with Unreal Engine 5.2. So you have to download the 5.2 version of the plugin. And here, again, I could click on this three-dot menu and download as zip. So, but if you are directly using Git, you could check it out here because the thing is, this repository has been set up in a way that if you go inside the plugins folder on the repository, the SG Basic Demo, there's a file which basically contains a Git hash, SenseGlove at this Git hash. This is basically referring to this repository, but only Git is able to resolve that. Microsoft Azure is not. So you have to delete this file once you have downloaded it and replace it with the content that you obtained from this repository. We are going to see how this is going. Anyway, by the way, we've already covered all this in details in that 90-minute video tutorial. You could always go check that. That one is for Oculus Quest 2. But yeah, the difference is like a few settings. Anyway, once you retrieve those files, I did put them inside this folder. I'm going to extract it to a folder. And once that is done, I'm going to rename this to just simply SG Basic Demo. And if you go here inside the plugins folder, you see there is a file. I'm going to delete this file because I want to replace this with the actual plugin. So once that is done, I'm back here with the zip file that I've obtained. This is the plugin, and I'm going to extract it here. Sorry, inside the folder. I don't want to do it because it's just it's going to be cluttered with a lot of files. So as you can see, it's acting. Once that is done, I'm also going to rename this to only SenseGlove. And I'm going to cut this. I'm going to paste it inside the plugins folder. I think that is done. Now we could try. We go back to the SG Basic Demo. I'm going to just simply open this. And as you can see here, I'm getting this dialog. It says SG Basic Demo, missing a few modules, and most of these modules, beside the main module, the main game module for the SG Basic Demo, are most of these are from the SenseGlove Unreal Engine plugin. So I'm going to yes. It takes a bit. Just compile that in the background, and just after a minute or so, the project should be. And once that is open, actually, we have a tutorial here that you could find out which version of the plugin that you have, because for this tutorial to work, you need at least version 1.0, 1.50 of the plugin. And as you can see, this is the latest release, which is compatible with the VIVE Focus 3 and also VIVE Wrist Track. So my engine is loading up. It's in the first monitor. I have to bring it here. Basically, this is the project itself with some objects that once you hit the play button inside the VR mode, you could just interact with this object. But before that, we go ahead to the plugins tab, or from here, if it's not open for you, you go to the edit menu, then you go to plugins. And here first, make sure the SenseGlove for Unreal Engine, as I said, is this version at least. And also, in addition to that, Oculus Quest does not require that plugin to work, but this plugin is specifically for VIVE wrist trackers. It is called OpenXR Vive Tracker. As you can see, the OpenXR plugin should be enabled. And also, I'm going to check this one. This is, as I said, really just with in 5.2 and still in beta. So I'm going to check this, and I'm getting a warning. It says it's in beta, and I'm going to enable it. Then it asks me to restart the engine, and once you always, most of the times when you check that, it probably will check OpenXR if it's not. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. If it's not enabled, it's going to enable it. So I'm going to restart the engine. Okay, now I check if that plugin is enabled, which is enabled. Now we have everything to get us started. Okay, let's head to the settings that is required to be modified in order for this to work. It's inside this. If you go to the content browser, inside blueprints, we have the blueprint BP SPPON. I'm going to open this, and it is not responsive. I have to wait a bit. Now I'm going to here, and I'm going to open full blueprint editor. And once that is done, I'm going to collapse these other ones. I don't need them. The only ones that I need to look for is this wrist tracker right, which is the wrist tracker for right hand, and the one for left hand. Anyway, once you select those, one of those, you come here. There's a section in the details panel. It's called wrist tracker setting. And as you can see, it's already set for Oculus Quest 2 controller. I'm going to set this to VIVE Focus 3 wrist tracker. And also, in addition to that, for the motion source, as you can see, for the left hand, it's set to left. For right hand, it's set to right. These are for Oculus Quest. You have to basically set this up for SteamVR, and inside the SteamVR, there are some settings that we are going to see. We have to adjust this one according to the settings that we have inside SteamVR. I'm going to open SteamVR. cannot find my headset because it's not fit yet, but it doesn't matter. Let's check here. We have to enable the headset. I have to connect the headset and turn it on. So I'm going to exit VR because for this headset you need VIVE Business Streaming. And once that is open, I'm going to connect the headset using my cable. And here I'm getting a menu. In there, I have to enable VIVE Business Streaming. Okay. Now, once that is done, it's going to automatically load SteamVR for me. I'm going to turn on the trackers. As you can see, I have the trackers here. And beside that, go to the settings. Here, just make sure, because sometimes you develop using Oculus Quest or MetaQuest. In the Oculus app, there's like a setting similar to this one. You have to always set the OpenXR runtime. Previously, it was set to Oculus Quest on my PC. As you can see, it shows it here. Now I have to set it to basically a SteamVR. So once I do that, Windows is asking for permission. I press yes, and now it's done. It says the current OpenXR runtime is SteamVR. If you don't do that, you will not get the VR preview, like it's grayed out. But I have to restart the engine for this. Right now it's not working because I've just set it to SteamVR. Anyways, if we go to the controllers section inside the settings, there's this section called Manage Trackers. And as you can see, I have like the tracker left, tracker right. They are set to disable the role. I have to here select the left foot. As you can see, I don't have like a left. As I said, these are for Oculus Quest. So here I don't have anything corresponding to this one. I'm going to basically select the left foot for the left hand. And here I should be doing the same thing. I'm going to select the left. I don't see it as well. Then is that window. So I have to select left foot. And I go back to my SteamVR settings here. And for the right hand, I'm going to set this to right foot. And also, for example, if you you could use other ones, like for example, if I'm going to set the left hand for the left tracker, set the role of a camera. Here I should be choosing external camera, but I'm just going to stick to the standard one, left foot and left right. It's convenient for me, so I'm going to just say left foot. Oh, they are turned off. Left foot and right foot. So here, set this to this one, and do the same thing for the wrist tracker right. I'm going to choose VIVE Focus 3, and here I'm going to choose left foot, and I'm going to right foot. Hit the compile button and the save button. I'm going to check them again. First, check this one. VIVE Focus 3 wrist tracker, left foot, right foot, and the next one, VIVE Focus 3 wrist tracker, left foot, right foot. And here in the settings, as you can see, we have the same thing. Now, I'm going to close this. Close this. Okay. Now, I believe everything is set up, and we have to just close the engine for the VR preview button. Work. It did already saved everything. And now I'm reopening my engine. I have no idea why my wrist trackers are turning off. Might be that they are running out of battery. Okay, now it says controller not detected. Make sure turned on and nearby. It is turned on and nearby. I will probably pause the video and see what's going on before I continue the rest of the tutorial, and I'll be back soon. Okay, back to where we left. Now the issue with the trackers have been solved. Now I want to use the VR preview button to basically preview the scene on the headset, and we start using the trackers for hand tracking. So I'm going to press the VR preview button, and of course, as you can see, the VIVE business streaming and in VR are running, and the trackers are on. So but because probably I'm recording at the same time and streaming, the performance is not going to be that much good. But yeah, here you can see my hands. But there's one thing to note is like Unreal Engine cannot detect the Vive trackers properly, and it just shows the wrong mesh. I'm going to show you a way to fix that. But for now, let's grab some object, because as you can see, my hands are moving. I'm going to basically grab some object, and basically you can see I can move it and drop it. And here I'm grabbing another object and drop them. So yeah, the hands are working and the hand tracking is also working. I'm going to stop this, and we are going to fix the mesh that is shown for the wrist tracker. Now I had to take off the gloves. Okay. So I already have downloaded a random mesh for. We have to use a custom mesh because Unreal Engine was not able to detect the trackers properly. Or assign, maybe it detects it, but it assigns the wrong mesh. But anyways, here I have it as an FBX, but also this mesh is not in proper size or rotation or scale. So I have to also, when I import it, apply some numbers with it. I did basically calculated those numbers, and these are they may look like random numbers to you, but they are not. I figured these out using trial and error in order to make it like adjust properly. So in the content browser, I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call it controller tracker. And here I'm going to use the import button. I'm going to desktop, VIVE, and here I'm going to choose this FVX. And once I did that, I'm not going to import it directly. I want to basically use import translation and import rotation features and also the uniform scale in order to properly import this. So I already have written this file. I'm going to just copy the first line here, going to paste it here, but you are going to use your own. If you need to use your own mesh, you have to calculate it. Until, of course, Unreal Engine fixes that. And this is going to be for the rotation. I'm going to paste it. And also for the uniform scale, I'm going to use this number. Once that is done, I'm going to either import all or import matter in this case. So once that is done, I'm seeing this. I don't care about these warnings. I have to just save this, and I can go to the blueprints, and here inside the content browser blueprints, here I have the BPSG one. As we saw, we already modified this in order to set the correct positional tracking hardware and the motion source. So I'm going to pull blueprint editor. And once that is done, yeah, my PC is a bit under load, unfortunately. Yeah, now it's done. If I go here, wrist tracker right, there is like a visualization section, but I could also type display to just find it for me. If I don't want the mesh to be displayed at all, I'm going to just turn this off, and it's not going to show the mesh at all, just see the hands. But I did enable it in this project because I wanted to always see the controller, as this is just a demo project. But yeah, basically you can always turn this off. But anyway, I can in two ways now control the behavior, turn this on or off in Unreal Engine 5.2. This is probably going to change in the future versions, as this feature here, this display device model, has been deprecated in Unreal Engine 5.2. It's not anymore on the basically motion controller. Instead, on your motion controller, you should add an XR device visualization as a child. And if you select that, you see it has the same visualization section here. If we go down, or simply we could just, it's here. Simply we could just enter display. Those settings basically from the left, from the wrist motion controller, which is the parent class of this wrist tracker, left or right, has been moved to XR device visualization. But for the compatibility with the previous version of the engine, they don't want to right away break some code. They did add the XR device visualization in Unreal Engine 5.2 and mark those properties, this one on Unreal Engine 5.2 as deprecated. So probably in the future versions of the engine, you don't have it here. You have to add this XR device visualization. But for now, I don't care about it. I'm going to delete the XR device visualization, and I'm going to directly set these settings on the motion controller or the wrist tracker itself. So here, I want to use the custom mesh, so make sure this one is checked. And here you go for the custom option instead of the OpenXR, which is the default. And once that is done, you are going to just simply select the mesh and file, save. I'm going to do the same thing for the left wrist tracker. Going to this custom, and I'm going to assign the same mesh. Okay. Now it's done. I'm going to hit the compile and save. Again, let's check it. As you can see, I did it. Check this one. I did put this one custom, and this one is assigned with the mesh, and the same thing in the other wrist tracker. So now I should be able to basically preview and see the correct mesh. Unfortunately, the connection is lost on the headset. So I can see something. Yeah, now it's back. Okay, as you can see here, the controllers are working. But yeah, since I was spun in the middle of this, something attached to the hand, which should not be happening. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, for the left and the right hand, the position correct. I can also assign a material to it. Let me pause the game. Going back to the editor, I'm going for the tracker mesh. I'm going to basically create a new basic material. Where's the base color for this variable? And here I'm going to give it a base color, for example, red. Or I put directly here 1, 0, 0. The alpha is going to be 1. And yeah, I'm going to okay, but also maybe some to it. 0.5, 0. Yeah, I think that one is good. I could go back. I could name this and here, if I go to this tracker left or right inside the SG I'm going to use focus tracker. This one missing and file, save. Let's use VR preview. And might take a bit of time or be crashing. Well, because the reason is like Unreal Engine, yeah, this crashed. Now probably I have to Unreal Engine 5 VR. Now I have to bring up my business streaming, and once that is done, I'm going to unplug and plug the cable. on the headset. This gives me now the option by business streaming. And now it should be launching a SteamVR. Okay, it says, yeah, due to a crash, some add-ons have been disabled. I have to unlock them all. And it says reset headset. I have to do this. This is pretty common and most of the time happens. And now I'm also recording using OBS. That's why it's worse. But hopefully it should work at least one time in order to meshes inside the VR mode. Let me run Unreal Engine again. Okay, I'm going to use the preview button. I hope this time it doesn't crash. Something, but not on the headset yet. Teams again crashed. So probably I have to reboot my PC in order to be able to stop the time. Our code reset is going to resolve the issue, but I'm going to try one more time. Let's see. I'm still waiting for it. Load on the headset, which seems it's not possible. So I'm going to pause the tutorial one more time, and yeah, okay, again, back where we left. I did a cold reboot on my PC. Now let's see if it's working. We are going to the VR preview mode. And now I can see, and as you can see, my hands are visible, and the wrist trackers are showing the right offset, the right material that I set on it. Now I can actually play around and grab objects and feel the force feedback on them and release them. So that's it, and I think we have covered everything about VIVE Focus 3 and VIVE wrist trackers.